All right, little video here. We're back at it with the 2017 Dodge Grand Caravan. So, little recap. I had changed the radiator not too long ago. I changed my thermostat before I changed the radiator. And in the summer, kind of mid-July, late July, I changed the transmission fluid and filter. So a couple days ago, I went and bought a load of grapes to make some wine, and had about 1,200 pounds of grapes in this thing, plus me. So had it loaded up, 1,400, 1,500 pounds, whatever the total weight came out to be. Not a lot for a minivan. I think the total payload capacity on this thing's 1,800 pounds. So I get home and I saw fluid all over the floor, and it was dripping off the transmission. So I thought, well, I guess the transmission has got an issue. But that was not the case. I checked my cooler lines, which are these two fittings here. You see this black fitting and then this off-white beige fitting there. It wasn't coming out of there. Nothing coming out of the seals, but it was running down the trans housing here. I don't know if you could really tell it. This is off of an iPhone, and that's what I got. That's what I got. So did a little bit of research. Oh, one other detail that I was kind of noticing here. So I would check. Transmission was shifting fine. So I checked the fluid. Fluid seemed fine. Didn't look really lost any fluid. But since I changed my radiator, I would notice that it wouldn't hold water. I would check the cap the next morning, and I would have to add a little bit of water, basically every day. And I couldn't figure it out. I don't have, blown head gasket here, or I don't have any chocolate milk on here. And it didn't look like I was losing oil. There's where my oil level's at. But it could be me, or I think that oil's like contaminated. So I did a little bit of research, and this is a common problem with these Pentastar engines. The oil would basically be flowing down this way to the transmission, but here's the oil cooler, and I don't know if you could tell, but there's oil sitting in that valley. How well you could tell on camera here. You're gonna have to take my word for it. There's oil sitting down in that valley. Again, camera quality here is not the greatest. Oh, there you could see that oil there now, right? So that's Earl, and I guess coolant that has dripped out of this bad boy, which is, I guess, as notorious as the rocker arm and lifter issue. So yeah, if you look up on YouTube, you're gonna find hundreds of videos of guys changing out these filter cooler assemblies. There's no friggin' way in hell that we're going back with a plastic part on this, so we're getting the all aluminum one. See what's available to me quick on Amazon, and put this bad boy together. Oh, look at the valves. Valves look all right. Yeah, none of those valves look like they're shiny clean, where we got exhaust coming into it and stuff. Or I'm sorry, coolant going into it, so it's not a head gasket issue, which is perfect, because that would be a big problemo. I have to clean up this jazz and try not to get anything in here. Maybe vacuum it up and stuff. That's about it, folks. That's about it. So we're gonna be changing this part right here. This oil filter cooler assembly. I don't know where the hell it's leaking from. It does look like there's some fluid on top of one of these sensors here. But it's probably, it seems like a failure point is this plastic bottom side. Has some plugs that I guess are kind of plastic welded in. That seems like a failure point. or the O-rings on the bottom of this bad boy that mounts up to the block are a failure. But there's no way you're taking off this upper and lower intake and not changing out this part and just changing out the O-rings. That's not happening. So we're going in with an all new aluminum part, and that's that. I've got some of my tools here, little pry bar, little pick, and some more stuff here is other stuff laid out. Unfortunately, I've taken this upper and lower intake, or this upper intake, off plenty of times, changed the spark plugs, took it off again to change out some of the rockers and the lifters and the rocker rollers, whatever the hell they're called. So that's it. Another fun day with a Pentastar 3.6. I gotta say, these engines have a couple little problems. I mean, I kind of like the minivan, and I mean, there's plenty of videos online to do some of this work yourself. It's not difficult work. I mean, the most difficult stuff on taking apart all this stuff here is really the plastic connectors. Those could be a real pain, and you got to be careful you don't want to go too heavy on them and break them. So that's about it, man. Come back to you with a little bit more of a action shot as we take this oil cooler off.